Hola amigos, welcome to Singing Señorita. So today what I want to do is share with you my 3 favorite verb games that I play in my class all the time. I just rotate them in and out for my class and I think that they are so much fun. I am going to start with my least favorite and go to my favorite one. So not that my least favorite is a bad one. It's just I don't use it as much as the other two because the other two are hilarious to watch. So one of the games that I do is I have these whiteboards, which I will try to find these on Amazon for you. These are amazing. I do a lot of gallery walks or things where students are up and answering questions. And these will be my clipboard slash whiteboards. So each student, I have a set for the entire class. Each student will have one of these. They'll get a marker and I have little erasers that I bought from Walmart that are tiny little squares. I don't have one at the moment. And what I typically do is I have different sentences on the board. This is a thing that I'll do if I feel like the students need to practice their verb conjugation, but we don't want to do a worksheet today. We want to have a little fun. So I'll put a sentence up on the board and I will tell my students, okay, hide your answers. And then I will give them a sentence. I'll tell them to all lay their sentences down where other people can't see them. And what I will have done, and they know how this goes because I do this multiple times a year, I will have pulled out a seat number. So these are the exact same cards that I number my seats. So I number my seats in rows A through F, A, B, C, D, E, F, yeah, I'm just checking. And then the number of the seat. So I will pull one of these out. I will not tell the students what it is. I'll lay it down. I'll give them the question. They'll write the answer. They hide it, and then I say, let me see your answer. They'll show me their answer. I scan all the way across the room, pretending like I am looking at everybody's because everybody could possibly be the person, which it could in their eyes, but I know who it is. But I look at everybody's. That way I'm checking to make sure, do they understand this concept? Then if person C1 got it right, they get some kind of prize. I always have candy stashed in the back of my room, or they can have pesos, which they can use for extra credit. So that is game number 1. If they do not get it right, I just throw it back in the bucket and nobody knows who got it wrong because we are not out to embarrass people. We just want to practice. And then if they all got it right, I don't explain anything. If a lot of people got it wrong, that way I know, I need to reteach whatever that is. So this is an activity you can do for multiple things, not just verb conjugation, but that's what I like to use it on the fly. And you know what? I just thought of another game. I'm going to throw in a 4th one. So I sometimes put my students in groups of 5. I use these same clipboards and they have one marker. And then, like I did this for my Spanish 3 and hard conjugations that they're struggling to remember. I have them in a group of 5. I'll give them the verb, and then what they'll do is they'll write, the first person will write the yo form, tú, él, usted, nosotros. If you use vosotros, you can add another person, and ellos, ellas, ustedes. And then when the last person gets finished with the ellos form, they have to lift it up. And what I do is I group number 1, and then I'll say group number 2 and group number 3 for the order that they finished. Then I'll check number 1. I'll check number 2 and check number 3. That way, if group number 1 does not get it right, I know who 2 and 3 are. So usually what I'll have is a piece of paper that says 1, 2, and 3, and I'll hand it out because there's a lot going on in my mind, so I need reminders. Now, that was your bonus one. Now I'm getting back to the things that are my top 3. So, what I like to also play is spoons. So if you watched any of my videos, you know that I love spoons. But what I do with spoons is they have to get a match of the pronoun, there's such a glare, the verb conjugation, and what it means. Because over the years, it just frustrates the mess out of me when they can conjugate everything, but they don't know what the heck they're saying. So this is where I pull out the spoons. After we've learned very well how to conjugate different things, we'll flip over to the spoons. So if you've never played spoons, love it. So I have groups of 4. I always have a bag of plastic spoons in my room. And so if they have a group of 4, they'll have out 3 spoons. I have them hand 3 cards to each person. The person that has the deck next to them will have their 3 cards. And what they'll be doing is drawing from the deck. If they want a card, they keep it. If they don't, they pass it on. The next person does the same, and then there's a discard pile. They keep going until one person gets a match of the pronoun, the verb conjugation, and the meaning. That person will grab a spoon, and then it's a free-for-all. Anybody can grab a spoon. And finally, game number 3, which is actually game number 4 because I give you a bonus, but is my number 1 game, is para en seis. So I give my students 2 charts with whatever verbs that we're working on. They are in groups of 4 students. They put their desks together. They have 1 writing utensil in the middle of all of their desks. I have the students only work on one of the charts at a time. They have 1 die per group. So they'll roll. Whoever gets a 6 will grab the 1 pencil that that group has and furiously begin writing the conjugations all the way across. And then the other 3 people will be rolling to try to get a 6. Once somebody else gets a 6, they gently, not really, they're pretty violent, grab the pencil and they begin to furiously write. And the object of the game is to get to the end. Now, what I tell my students, when you've gotten to the end, what you need to do is bring me the pencil from the group so that they don't try to cheat and to fill in answers while you're gone. I have some kind of colored pen, and I will circle any errors that they made. If they made no errors, they win, they get the prize. If they have made errors, I circle them. I don't tell them what's wrong, and they have to go back and they have to put the pencil in the middle, and they all start rolling to see who gets the 6. So I've had multiple times where people have made mistakes and then somebody else won because they didn't get a 6 in time to correct their errors. So that is my favorite game. Maybe not my students. My students have a love-hate with that one. Some of them love it, some of them hate it because they feel like it's nerve-wracking. I think it's hilarious to watch them because they really get excited. Now, if you have problems with noise, you may not want to play para en seis because it can get a little wild. And since I have played it myself with my friends, I know by experience, if you are competitive, you will get super loud because you want to win. So those are my top 3 verb conjugation games that I play in my class. If you have a favorite verb conjugation game, would you please leave me a comment? I would like to learn some new ones because I'm always trying to incorporate new things that really work. So if it works for you, it'll work for me. So if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing and liking. And I hope you have an amazing, wonderful, fabulous day. Adios.